Welcome. If you're learning Spanish, you have definitely run into those two little words that cause the biggest headaches. Well, today we're going to finally make sense of them. So let's just get started.
Yup, that decision. You know the feeling, right? You're crafting the perfect sentence, you're feeling super confident, and then, bam, you freeze. Is it por or para? Ugh, don't worry, you are absolutely not alone. Today we're going to solve this puzzle for good.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the core logic. Then we'll dive into each word with some really clear examples. After that, we'll build a cheat sheet, test out our new skills, and I promise, by the end of this, you'll be using por and para like a pro. So what's the big secret here? Well, it's all about changing how you think. I want you to forget about direct word-for-word translation, just for a moment. From now on, think of it like this. Por is all about the journey, and para is all about the destination, the process versus the final goal. Let's see how this actually works. Okay, first up is por. Now, this is our journey word. We use it when we're talking about the reason something is happening, the way it happens, or, the path it takes to get there. It's all about the process. This image here illustrates the main ideas perfectly. You can see por covers the cause or the reason for something, the means of doing it, like by radio or TV, and even that idea of movement through a space. It's all the stuff that happens along the way. Okay, so the first big use for por is explaining the why, the motivation behind an action. A great little trick is to see if you can swap it out with the phrase because of. Por is really just giving you the underlying reason for something. Now check out this example. Por su amor a los niños, quiere ser pediatra. What's the reason she wants to be a pediatrician? Well, it's because of her love for children. That love is the cause. It's the journey of her motivation. So we use por. Simple, right? Next up, por is all about movement and methods. This could mean moving through a physical space, like walking through a park or traveling through a country, or it could be the means by which you communicate, like by phone or by mail. And we've got two perfect examples of this right here. Viajé por Francia y España. You're moving through those countries. And la contacté por correo. The mail is the method, the channel by which you contacted her. It's the journey the message took. Okay, two more key uses for our journey word. Por is for exchanges, this for that, and for duration. So when you're talking about how long an action takes, again, it's all about the process or the transaction, not the final endpoint. And here we see it in action. Te cambio mi manzana por tu sándwich is a classic exchange. And tengo que trabajar por 8 horas hoy. That describes the duration, the block of time you'll be working. Now that we've got the journey down with por, let's look at the destination with para. All right, time to shift gears and talk about para. So if por was the journey, para is 100% the destination. It's focused, it's direct, and it's all about the endpoint. Where you're going, who it's for, when it's due, and why you're even doing it. This one is probably the most straightforward use. When you're talking about a physical destination, the place you are literally going to, you're going to use para. It marks that final stop on your map. For instance, salgo para Chile mañana. The direction of travel is toward a final destination, in this case, Chile. We're not talking about moving through it, we're talking about going to it. That's why it's para. Para also points to other kinds of final destinations. It can be the person who will ultimately receive something, or it can be the final moment in time by which something has to be done, a deadline. And what's cool here is how it shows two different kinds of endpoints. Este regalo es para Adela. Adela is the final recipient. The gift's journey ends with her. And necesito la presentación para el viernes. Friday is the hard deadline. Both of these use para. Now, this is a huge one, so pay close attention. When you want to explain the purpose of an action, the in order to, you almost always use para, followed by a verb in its infinitive form. It really defines the ultimate goal of what you're doing. Here's a classic example. Trabaja mucho para ganar más dinero. Just ask yourself, what's the goal here? It's in order to earn more money. That purpose is a crystal clear signal for para. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. So now let's bring it all together on one screen so you can see the core differences side by side. Think of this as your new quick reference guide. And there you have it. On the left, you've got por, our journey word, the cause, the movement, the duration, the exchange. Then, on the right, you've got para, our destination word. The purpose, the recipient, the place you're going, the deadline. See how it all comes back to that one simple idea? Journey versus destination. All right, enough theory. The absolute best way to learn is by doing. So I'm going to show you a couple of sentences with a blank space. Take a second and decide if you'd use por or para. You ready? Okay, first one up. Compré dos vestidos, el precio de uno. I bought 2 dresses, the price of 1. So, is this a journey or a destination? Think about it for a sec. It's PO. And why? Because this is clearly an exchange. I got 2 dresses in exchange for the price of 1. The key was just recognizing that trade. Awesome job if you got that right. All right, let's do one more. Estudio otro idioma - ser bilingüe. I study another language, be bilingual. What's the logic here? Are we talking about the process or the end goal? And the answer is para. Of course, you're studying in order to become bilingual. That is your purpose, your goal, your destination. Fantastic. See, you're already getting the hang of this. So there you have it. You now have the key to unlock one of the absolute trickiest parts of the Spanish language. It's really not about memorizing endless rules. It's about understanding one single powerful idea. If you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this right here. Whenever you hesitate, just stop and ask yourself, am I talking about the process, the reason, the movement? That's going to be por. Or am I talking about the endpoint, the goal, the deadline? And that's going to be para. But hey, your journey doesn't end here. The most important step is to get out there and actually use this. So I have one last question for you. What are you going to do now para practicar your new superpower? Really think about it, and then go out and make it happen. Thanks so much for joining me.